rack of lamb. And you're like, oh shit, I'm thinking about food again. And then you go into the fridge and you're getting a cheeseburger. So the other way is if you've eaten many, many hours before you went to sleep, but not so many that you can fall asleep, you might wake up in the middle of the night or very early morning starving. Your cortisol goes up. You ain't falling back asleep anymore. Sleep is so unbelievably critical to fat loss and to muscle gain and retention. It is a non-negotiable variable. So eat in such a way that gives you the best sleep is probably the best advice I can have in a meal timing perspective. So for most people, you can eat as soon as you wake up, no problem. You can eat right before you go to sleep, no problem. Some people, if they eat right before bed or even an hour or two before, there's digestion, the body temperature goes up and they're tossing and turning, they can't sleep. Don't do that. Then back that meal up a little bit. But if you're one of these people, especially late towards the end of a diet, a higher carbohydrate and protein meal before you go to sleep knocks you the fuck out. And that's perfect. So very individual, generally spread your meals out, play around with what feels best for you.
Is there anything to say about prejudicing certain types of foods earlier or later in the day, backloading the carbs until the evening time, starting off with more protein first thing in the morning? Does not matter.
Good question. The research on that in general has been a giant not really. Every now and again, someone will pull out a single study or two in isolation and they'll see see, you got to eat more of your carbs in the morning. And then someone else a couple of years later will be like, it's the nighttime carbs that are really good. On average, it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. So I would say you can play around with things yourself, but as long as you have an even-ish fraction of your protein in every meal, how you do carbs and fats doesn't matter much. At RP, we like to bias carbohydrates closer to the workout. So let's say you work out in the middle of the day. We're going to want you to eat slightly lower fats and slightly higher carbs in the meal before you go train. It's going to give you lots of energy. Fats are more difficult to digest, not in a bad way, just take a little longer to digest. So you might be warming up for bench and feeling kind of like burpy and you're like, oh, God damn it, this shit hasn't gone through yet.